Ravens flock, the flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim there where the sense can't tame the untamed.
Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown, episode number 50. I started this channel like 2 months ago. We are at episode 50. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys more than you know. But anyways, let's talk some Ravens football. Training camp is fully underway, and all aboard the Zay Flowers hype train. Now, I was high on Zay Flowers before we even drafted him. Obviously, the fanhood kicked in, and I started looking at his tape a lot more once we did draft him, and I became even more of a fan. But now he's doing it in training camp. He's doing it against our defense, and everyone watching can see how explosive, how quick he is, how fast he's getting in and out of his breaks. And the way he runs routes is all time. This guy is going to produce at the highest level. He's going to be a star in this league. You can just hear it in the way Zay talks, how much confidence he has, the way he carries himself, how much self-belief he has in his game. He's going to be a star in this league, and a lot of his teammates and coaches are already echoing these thoughts. Let's hear a clip from John Harbaugh and Zay Flowers yesterday.
You know, Zay has been, nothing but impressed, with everything he's done. He get to feel like he's not a rookie. You get to feel like he's a veteran. He just seems really mature. I think what he's been through in his life as a player and as a person, his family, things like that, great family, has gotten him to this point so far. And again, we'll take it one day at a time.
It's a great point by Harbaugh talking about what Zay's gone through earlier in his life to get him to where he's at now and why he carries himself this way. I mean, he lost his mom at a young age. He has 13 siblings. His dad raised all 14 kids by himself. That's a really unique and difficult challenge to go through. Zay watches his dad raise these kids. I mean, that teaches you, that shows you something. I'm sure he's inspired by his dad. He's inspired by his siblings as well. He talked about a lot of his football early on was with his brothers, especially having a bunch of older siblings. And that'll make you better if you're a younger sibling playing with your older brothers. You're naturally going to be better when you're their age because you've been playing up in competition. The more competition you get, the more reps you get, the better you are. So his upbringing definitely has a lot to do with how he carries himself now. And that holds true to every human being. I mean, obviously our upbringings have a lot to do with how we carry ourselves. For a while in life, early on, you are a product of your parents, your guardians, your friends, your environment. That shows in your young 20s kind of like how you were brought up. You can tell like where people were at, what kind of upbringing they had. Later in life, you could have a bunch of different experiences and that can change. But Zay being so young and already carrying himself this way is clearly a product of the situation that he had growing up and how his family carries himself most likely. I bet you his dad has a lot of confidence and instilled a lot of confidence in his kids. Lamar Jackson also hit the podium yesterday and has a new nickname for Zay Flowers. Let's hear that clip.
Zay, his new name is Joystick because how he be moving out there so swift and making stuff happen. His new name is Joystick. We're going to call him Joystick, not Zay.
Joystick's a perfect name for Zay, especially coming from Lamar. I feel like that's going to stick, but he is a human joystick. That's what we were talking about earlier. The way he gets in and out of his breaks and his routes, how explosive and quick he is, how he can stop on a dime. I mean, it is video game-like. When Zay gets to be a superstar in Madden, he'll get the joystick trait, I'm sure. And you can see the excitement around this training camp, right? Like, Lamar's got a certain aura around him because Zay and Odell are out there, I think. I think that he realizes that there's a lot more weapons here, along with the whole Todd Monken new offense, right? I'm sure everyone's super excited about that as well. But Lamar is super excited about these weapons. And Zay just keeps getting rave reviews from everybody. He's going against the defense. I saw on Twitter that somebody was saying that Zay really burnt Roquan on a play, and that makes sense if they're in a short yardage situation. I don't know how Roquan's keeping up with him. I mean, Roquan is very smart in coverage, and he's really athletic himself, but there's no way he's as quick as Zay, and that just shows you how much of a problem Zay is going to be. You can line him up in the inside, get some mismatches, and run a quick out route or a zig route. He's going to be able to be moved all around the field, and it's going to be extremely tough for defenses to stop everything that we're trying to do. Marlon Humphrey also hit the podium yesterday and had this to say about Zay.
He's a young player, but you know, a lot of times you get in front of a younger guy, they're not as polished. Usually a lot of just kind of raw talent. There's a lot that, you know, they might have to work on, different things. As I've gotten older in the league, you guard more and more rookies. But he's pretty polished. He definitely has that South Florida route running, breaking, cutting, that Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, Jerry Jeudy. He has that X factor that a lot of those South Florida guys have. So, you know, we had one of those guys in Hollywood, and, you know, add Zay. I think the sky's the limit for our receiving core.
We got another player that's seeing this firsthand, and one of the stars of our defense, might be the best player on our defense in Marlon Humphrey, and is giving Zay Flowers rave reviews as well, saying he's got that South Florida route running ability right now. Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley type burst, explosiveness, in and out of breaks. I mean, that stuff is rare. Side note, there's so many elite players that come from South Florida. I mean, it's just a football hub down there. That environment is breeding star athletes. And Zay Flowers is going to be one of the top guys at that list, I'm telling you. And what a perfect situation to come play with Lamar as well. They're from the same area. Ravens are in a really good spot and should be super excited about Zay Flowers and what he's bringing to this team. The fans should be excited. This guy's explosive. He's a playmaker. He can be moved all around the field. And he's got that mindset. He's got that confidence. He's got that dog mentality. He's going to play like a Raven. And that's all we can ask for. And it's early. Obviously, it's just training camp. I'm not trying to say this guy's a Hall of Famer or anything. But when you have this many people talking about how explosive, how quick, how polished Zay is, how he seems like he's already been in the league for 3 years. Morgan Moses said that, I think. Everyone's just got a ton of great things to say about Zay Flowers, and that is the best early sign you could possibly see, and it's backed by the tape. I made another video when Tony Jefferson was hyping up Zay earlier in the year. He said he was Brandon Cooks and Antonio Brown, and I went through some of his college tape. I'll put that up in the cards here. We didn't even go over his tape, but it's backed by his tape. I'm not just talking about, oh, this person said that this draft pick's going to hit. You know, this isn't just casual training camp talk. He's showing it at training camp. Everyone sees it. Everyone has great things to say, and his college tape backs all of that up. And this guy naturally has this quick, explosive burst, the way he can get in and out of his breaks. He already has that. He's only going to hone that in and become even more of a route runner. He's going to get stronger as a player. But he already has that natural wiggle that you like to see in the routes. When you can already leave an impact right now as a rookie, you're going to be productive in the NFL. Get Zay on any type of mismatch with any type of linebacker, run a quick out route, he's wide open. And the Ravens know that. They're gonna move him around, create mismatches, get the ball in Zay's hands. He's going to make plays this season. And he's only going to get better. I could not be more excited about Zay Flowers. I can't be more excited about this overhaul of this offense in general, combined with a top 3 defense that we're bringing back from last year. It's going to be an incredible season. Just praying for health, praying for a healthy season. And football's back, baby. Let's go. Let's go. But thank you guys for tuning in to episode 50 of the Flock Rundown. I appreciate you guys more than you know. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.